Hey, HCDA, and welcome back to Corsair Cove, where last time around we kind of finished the tutorial level, and look at the nice little base we already built. We have a lot of stuff to do and explore, so we're gonna jump right into it. But before we do that, I need to deal with a couple of things, because let's pause actually. You can see my satisfaction is really low. That is because we have way too few places for people to stay. Our production line for the cannon, or at least for the ammunition, is also still in production. Let's see, we have the charburner over here, we have the guano gatherer, we have the basics for the quarry over here. However, I don't think I actually ever built the thing that will produce the ammunition, the powder mill. So I think we can just set that up over here. And then we should be able to collect that stuff from over here pretty quick. Now, in order to progress, so like I said, we have a lot of stuff we can do. We're gonna have to deal with the more advanced part of this game. Now, let's see. Let's go to the compass. We have a lot of things we can unlock, so we noted last time. And in order to do that, we're gonna have to do some deeds. Some, I would say good deeds, but they're not necessarily good deeds, right? There's a lot of different directions we can go in, and I'm actually not sure. So in order to finish the game, we need to do 5 quests in a particular area. Those will get increasingly difficult, I assume. We have a 1 for each line at the moment, and I think for the moment we're just going to do all of them. Mostly because, well, all of these upgrades are useful depending on which direction you're going. It's going to make our economy better, our fighting better, etc. So I think we need to do most of them anyway. Now let's see, is there anything in particular we can do? Each one of these categories is associated with a certain captain, and we have Kanja currently already captaining one of our ships, so we completed a few events with him. So if we do a couple of more, we will get a point towards wealth. We should also be building warehouses for that, and plunder a treasure cave. That sounds really interesting. We also need 3 efficient routes to a galley, and I think actually a couple of these are going to be very easy to complete. We also need a pirate camp for the Empire direction, and the 3rd one will give us a point there. It's interesting that there's not a lot of deeds associated with that just yet, so we might just want to put Teach on one of our ships after that, so we can start completing some events with him maybe? Although I kind of like having Scarlet on a ship as well, because we need to do a smuggling run, and you don't necessarily need to do that with Scarlet. But yeah, I mean, just sticking to the theme I think might help because of her stats. Now, we can also get some points for having 2 ships, and building a level 2 ship, which is something we want to do anyway, because if you look at the map, the main quest we have all recommend us to have a level 2 recommended ship, so we currently can't build any of those. We do have a couple of other events, like for example the smuggling run, that only recommend a level 1 ship, so that's a good place to start. So we're probably going to do exactly that. Now, let me check out my ship. It is fully stocked and repaired and crewed. So we could go into the treasure cave. Maybe this will actually give us that event for the treasure thingy. Although we also, let's see, we have a prison transport over here. We are kind of low on people, and we only need a level 1 dude for this as well. And we do have enough gun damage and speed compared to the recommended stats. So I'm actually gonna go and intercept that ship. It's gonna take a couple of minutes, and in the meanwhile, let's unpause. Let's deal with this. So the production line is going to be built over here. Now, in order for that production to go anywhere, I think it makes sense to start building a warehouse. And let's put that right next to here. So this warehouse can then... is this actually connected? I can see. There is apparently a road between these things automatically as well. This will give us another skill point, and let's see, what else do we need? So we need some food over here. We have plenty of upkeep here, actually. It's interesting, so we have 2 little places to stay over here, but we have enough on the other side. But apparently people are not automatically transported. Not sure if I can do anything about that. I don't think so. Can I click on this or something? There's only 6 pirates living here, so we can definitely have more staying here. And maybe if these buildings get finished, that they will actually transfer from one side to the other. However, we are going to need to build a galley. And this is going to show a red trading route because the food production is on the other side of the world for the moment. but we can just build some food production right next to that as well. Now, this is all gonna cost me quite a few places, quite a few drifters in terms of to man all of this, so that is going to be a problem. Something else I want to do, I kind of want to build another pier. Let's see, it's a shallow pier. We can build one over here. We can also build a couple of other places. I think this might be a nice place to build it, maybe. So in order to do that, let's see. Let's build another pirate camp. This will open up another attack zone. Can I place it far enough away from that? Oh, I can actually build it on the wall as well. That's kind of nice. Huh. Well, we might have to build another tower, but that's not necessarily a problem. I'm actually trying to see if I build it around the corner, can I move it further enough away? No, apparently not. Okay, then we'll just build it over here, and we're gonna have to connect this up. Would you look at this beautiful bridge and this central pirate cave now, and it's connected to pretty much everything around it. It's kind of awesome, to be honest. Okay, so we reached the event over here. Let's enter that.
We need all the wind we can get.
We intercepted the transport, I was gonna say. So we need to close the distance and then we need to attack them. So they're gonna try to attack my crew. We are not going to allow it to do that. And we are going to give ourselves some additional dice to help with that. See, they're going to try to prevent us to catch up. We are just going to catch up as much as possible, I guess, and then reduce their stats. Now their stats are 0. It's gonna make everything easier from now on. Okay, let's prevent damage to our crew. And they're going to try to harm me, but I can prevent that while also gaining some distance. So there we go, we closed in. The combat system for the moment is not that complicated, but I do kind of like it because you do need to balance it out. And remember, we are spending our supply over here. Okay, so they're gonna deal damage to our crew, and we need to get both of the health and crew below 75%. So we actually don't need to deal that much damage to them. So we can deal some damage to health and prevent damage to our crew. So that seems to be a good way. So this should be that part done. Now we just need to damage their crew. So we can prevent some damage to ourselves. And then deal damage to their crew. That should do the trick, I think. There we go. Alright. And we got a whole bunch of drifters as a result. So that's kind of cool. And that is definitely going to help us man all our facilities. So we're going to send the ship back, I think. Well, while we're here, we might as well also do the shipwreck, I think, before we go back. It's going to take us a few minutes extra, but this ship is so slow. I really don't want to spend too much time waiting on it. Okay, so how is our satisfaction going? We are working on that food, and that is currently being built, so that should not be a problem. What are you complaining about still? Just the housing? Yep. But this pirate cove over here will supply 25 housing, so hopefully we can have some people move from here to there. And we're probably gonna need to feed people here as well, right? So let's just build those things as well. So maybe some food production as well as a place to eat that. So a galley. Do I want the galley above? Yeah, I think we do. So this is kind of the food production place. All right, and then after that is done, we can also start building the pier. Can I already queue that up? Yes, I can. It's not currently connected. So let's make sure that it is. There we go. Okay, that should take care of all of that. Well, the pirates are not happy about the situation, but I think in the next 10 minutes we should have that fixed. So all we need to do is make sure that we have the satisfaction going up. And if that fails, well, we're gonna lose 5 cohesion, but it's not the end of the world. In the meanwhile, let's do this event. We can either pick everything clean and lose 10 crew. That's a lot. Or we can loot responsibly and then get a little bit less and still lose 3 crew. Well, we just got 50 of them, right? So maybe we just go for all the loot, and then we'll hopefully be able to get our crew back somehow. Either way, let's return to the pier. Oh, 3 minutes. That's quite a bit of time, and let's see what the situation is here. So this one is already going up again, so the housing situation has been fixed. This one is still being built. I think the housing situation got fixed because we already built a couple of buildings elsewhere, so that's nice. How are you doing? So you're not currently doing too well, but we are producing the food over here. I think the food is just not connected, so let's do that like this. And we should probably remove this connection. Hold on. This one is very far away, so now we can just supply it from over here. And look at that, we just completed 2 new deeds. Now, just double check. Yeah, this is now going up because everyone is happy again. And we completed 2 deeds. So we ambushed a merchant ship. So apparently the prison ship was actually a merchant ship, so this is going to give us a 1 seafaring point. And we now have 3 efficient transport routes to galleys. So this is going to give us an additional wealth point. We could probably soon also build a warehouse, but for the moment, let's see what we can do with these points. So, we can spend our wealth point over here and our seafaring point over here. We can pick up an aerial lift, which is going to be a very easy way to transport stuff. Remember, this thing does cost resources, so this is not free or anything. We can build a trading post. You can stockpile resources in the trading post to sell them for coin. That could be really interesting, although I have a feeling that the stuff I currently produce is not going to be worth a lot, but still. And we can increase the capacity of fiber deposits with every rank. And this will unlock the leaf cutter. Interesting. I want to check out the trading post, just see if this is any good. And this will also help us work towards unlocking new ships, as you can see. So this direction, the Reaver ship is going to be the one that it will focus on the most, but we are also going to be working towards the Reaver Plus, or the Gold Seeker in this case, which is the name of the ship, or the Huracan. And we will get some more work towards that by going in this direction. So what do we have over here? We have a mast. The mast can provide a high up starting point for other infrastructures like zip lines, which could be interesting for the logistics of our facility. Or we can build a crow's nest. For every crow's nest, gain 20 coin per discovery event. I kind of like that, actually. The earlier we build this, the better it's going to be. It will cost something, most likely, to build, so you want to build as early as possible. Or we can improve the sailmaker production with every rank. Now, for the moment, we don't have a sailmaker, so let's unlock the crow's nest. And that means we have 3 ships partially unlocked already, so that's really nice. Now, let's check out those buildings. So, we have a crow's nest. I think we... It's very fitting if we build it over here, right? It's kind of like a lookout. Let's make sure we connect that up. Something like this, and then down here, so that should be connected up. And actually didn't check how much that cost. Hold on. Crow's nest. 100 golds and some planks. The planks are something we can pretty much produce infinitely at the moment anyway. But the 100 gold is something we need to take care of because we're not producing it actively, but we only have 900 left. The trading post, pretty much the same cost. Let's build that somewhere closer to the main facility. I kind of like it here. Very central to everything that we're doing. And that also means we need to connect that up. We quelled the unrest in the meanwhile, so that's kind of cool. Can I still connect this up somewhere? Ooh. I can. Not sure what this is. Okay. Let's do that like that. And then we can start stocking stuff up. Maybe we can sell some planks. I don't know. We have plenty of storage for planks. So we're using that for a lot of things as well. Why are we not producing stone? Did I not? No, actually, I don't think I hooked that up to a warehouse. Not enough drifters to assign a fetcher. Oh, okay. We need our ship to come back with our drifter so we can actually start manning all of this stuff. Alright, so Kanja has returned. We have a boatload of cargo, actually, and we have 50 drifters on top of that, which is going to be its own problem, because now we have, again, too few places for them to live. Now, they are apparently getting spread across all of these different places, so that's kind of nice. But I'm gonna have to build some additional housing as well. In the meanwhile, though, let me pause. We completed 2 more deeds. We built that 3rd pirate camp, so we'll get a point towards the Empire thing. And now we have 100 pirates. We have over 100 pirates at least, so we get 1 point towards notoriety as well. So kind of unintentionally, we are actually progressing in every direction at the same time. So let's check this out. We can build an elevator, which I think will be useful, but maybe not the most immediate thing we need. We can build a salvage dock. For every salvage dock, reduce ship construction and repair costs by 20%. Well, we're going to be building ships and repairing ships a lot. So I think, again, this is one of those things that you probably want to pick up as early as possible. I actually didn't check this one out, but this is an increased deposit capacity by 25% for stone. I assume that that means it's just going to produce 25% more. Because I don't think it has a limited capacity. I actually don't know for sure. We can check that out in a second. We can also produce more planks, which might be useful, or we can build a gambling den, which boosts all producers within the pirate camp range for 1 hour. But that will cost us 120 coin. I think that's kind of expensive for the moment. It's definitely something we will want to build later. And then we have a zip line, which we can use to transport things downhill. I think for the moment, this is immediately going to be useful. Just boost the production of our sawmill. And we are probably going to be adding some sawmills to that. Now, look at that. All the tier 2 ships are partially unlocked, which doesn't help us, but we will be moving towards that. What's this icon? Oh, we can... okay, this was new, but we need 250 pirates for the next level, so our town is gonna grow big. Okay, so while we are building a lot of houses for all the new drifts we got in, we should probably build a salvage dock. Now, I actually don't know if we need to build this anywhere close to a pier, but it makes sense. It's kind of cool to do that, right? And we just need to make sure this is connected up, so let's do exactly that. This is actually costing me quite a bit of building materials, so what I'm thinking is maybe I should add another couple of woodcutters. Let's see, over here we'll actually already have a woodcutter. What we could do is just build another sawmill. Remember, it has increased production. The lumberjack is over here. So if we do this, we can start building some additional planks here as well. And we can then store that into this warehouse. Speaking of warehouse, we do need a 3rd one. I'm thinking that if I build a warehouse over here, I keep forgetting where the warehouses are. Here. Maybe right next to where we're producing the stone, so I can transport the stone right in here, and not everything needs to go through this central warehouse over here. Something else I really like is that if you try to build something, for example, I was just checking out what I need to upgrade my shallow pier into a trade pier, you can see the resources that it costs, but it also shows you that I need rope, but I haven't actually set up the production chain for this yet, which is logical because I can't actually build this, but that's where the leaf cutter that we saw before might come into play, because I imagine that is related to the rope production chain. But yeah, like I said in the previous episode, this game has a lot of nice quality of life things. Now, speaking of which, the crow's nest. For every crow's nest, gain 20 coin, and it seems we actually don't need to man this thing. So what we could do is just build several of these, kind of all over the place, and then every event we do will get us money. I think that might be a way to go. Now we don't really need the money yet. So yeah, I think we might just place a couple of these. Can I build one on top of here? Ah, so close. Yeah, I'm just gonna build a couple of these at scenic locations. And probably not too many. I don't want to span the entire island with them, but I do think they look really nice. So maybe a couple of them at high locations that are out of the way. As a side note, I'm actually wondering, if I build 5 salvage docks, is every ship and every repair going to be completely free? Because if that is the case, building 5 of these is definitely going to be worth it. Okay, just to test this out, I built 4 of these salvage docks. There's 3 over here, and then there's 1 over here. And if we now check out the ship construction cost, we are down to 6 planks from 15 originally. So that means we are not quite getting an 80% discount, so 4 times 20%, but we are getting a 20% cumulative discount, so it's kind of exponential. So it's 0.8 times 0.8 4 times, and then basically we are reducing the cost to a total of 40% of the original. Still very significant. I still think it's worth it, but we're not going to get free ships. However, we are going to build a second ship because we want 2 captains roaming the seas. Now, I think we have a nice little bit of wood production over here. It is being funneled in here. You do need to set up the warehouses and production lines in order to make this efficient. I have, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4 of these crow nests. So if we do some exploring, we'll get 80 gold per exploration. That is going to be worth it. And then there's just one more problem to fix because I'm running out of booze. And pirates without booze is probably not a good thing, but we can very easily fix that, I think, by just building another moonshine still over on this island. So we're gonna do that over there. Okay, our second ship is ready to go, and well, we can either go with Teach or we're gonna go with Scarlet or Honorata. I think we're gonna go with Scarlet because he has a health and boarding damage increase, and I like the idea of having the ability to start attacking some ships. Now, we have a landlubber at the moment, so we're probably going to want to replace this ship soonish. But for the moment, let's go with her. Now, let's see if we zoom out. Oh, actually, let's make sure she has some crew to go with this as well. Why can't I manage your crew? Oh, you need a tavern in the actual place where we're doing this. Well, that is good to know. So we're going to be building one of those. As a side note, I really like how this particular part of our base is completely built on this pillar over here. Vertical building doesn't always make sense, but in this case, look at that. It's so cool to see all the pirates doing their thing. There might be some optimization needed at some point, because I have plenty of space left for the moment. I can imagine if this is the only island we're going to get, we're going to have to be a little bit thoughtful about what we build where. But anyway, let's see, is the... Nope, we need to connect the boost to our boost production. I just built that just because we can. Actually, I wonder. Let's see. We check out the... What's the base? I actually forgot. This is the one. We're not asking for boost production here just yet, but that might have to do something with the size of the ship. However, now we can start adding people to the ship. 15. And as you can see, we are already once again running low on drifters. So, let's see. We have Scarlet over here, who can start doing a smuggling run, because we only need a level 1 ship for that. So this is going to give us another point. And meanwhile, Kanja, what are you going to do? We can send you, let's see. We can attack the town. We don't quite have enough gun damage for that, at least not compared to what it's recommending. We're not that far off, so this might not be a problem. But we can also just... Should we try? Yeah, let's try. I kind of want to attack the town and see if we can actually do that. In the meanwhile, we're running low on stew. Why are we running low on stew? Are you guys eating that much again? Oh, they're actually asking for that as well now. That's interesting. But yeah, we have another event available to us. Now, let's see what we can do about this smuggling run.
We'll finish their delivery for the right price.
I think the narration is so cool. So, we need to gain advantage. Okay, we need to barter. Okay, so we can gain some advantage. If player gains more than 24 to 29 advantage, gain 2 dice. So it's a counter offer. So as long as we just gain less than that, we should be fine. Okay, so let's do that. We can prevent loss to advantage as well and gain some treasure, but I think... Gaining advantage, that's nice. We need 108 still. They are going to try to make us lose some of that. Let's prevent that loss, hopefully, and then also gain some treasure. Look at that, monies. Okay. They're going to give us 2 dice, okay. Oh, sorry, the opponent is going to gain 2 dice, and we are just going to get 1, okay. Well, in that case, let's just gain a whole bunch of advantage while we're doing that. They're gonna make us lose a whole bunch of advantage. Let's prevent some loss and then gain some dice. So we actually lost their net. If the player gains less than... Okay, so we just need to make sure we don't gain too much. That's fine. We could gain some more treasure along the way, but I don't think that's why we're here. It's gonna get a little bit more tactical now, these things. So... we could just gain a whole bunch of advantage and then hopefully kind of finish this soonish. There we go. We are out of supplies. Now we need to close the distance. Okay. We are running very low on things. But we can gain a lot of distance while preventing, hopefully, most of that damage. Oh,
reached the
we had a
port
very
in
lucky
time.
roll there. We're out of supplies now, but we did
Waiting at
it.
the tavern. Let's make our way there discreetly.
Oh, okay, we need to sneak 5 meters. Oh, I don't want to lose my supplies. Well, we're gonna spend our lost supplies anyway. So that doesn't really matter what we pick here. But we are now out of this, so we need to switch to support actions. Oh, it actually did that automatically. That's kind of nice. We can take damage to the crew. We can take damage to our ship and gain some. Or we can take a little bit of both. I think we just take some damage to our health. That should be fine. We lost 1 crew as well. But we should be able to sneak the rest of the damage, the distance now. So let's prevent the damage to our supply. And then sneak the rest of the distance. So that was a 3-step event. Kind of nice. We gained some cohesion, we gained some money, and we gained some black powder. But most importantly, we did the smuggling run. So you can go back to the pier now. We are going to fight that in a second. And then we should see if we can actually survive attacking the town.
No time to organize their meager defenses.
Their meager defense, well, we'll see about that. Okay, so we only have a single goal here. We need to reduce the enemy health below 50%. So we don't need to destroy the town, we just need to whittle them down. They are pretty strong. They're stronger than I am in terms of their stats. So that's something to take notice of. They are going to deal some damage to my crew, but they are going to take a lot of damage to themselves. So this particular action seems to be perfect.
We take all that isn't named
Okay,
down.
that wasn't that hard.
Reinforcements arrive.
That was a single action event. Kind of lucky maybe in terms of what they did. But we gained some more cohesion and we gained some blocks there. So you can go back to the pier as well. And we completed a whole bunch of deeds along the way. So we pillaged the Crown port. We did a smuggling run. We also have now 3 efficient routes to the tavern because we built some additional taverns basically and some additional boost production. We also have 2 ships. We built 3 warehouses in total, and we did 5 events with Kanja. That is going to be a massive amount of upgrades we can now choose. So basically I can just pick the aerial lift over here.
Pile up those bits.
And we can unlock the leaf cutter and the upgrades to that. That's going to allow us to build a reefer ship. That's very interesting. Okay. We also have 2 points in notoriety, so we can pick up the gambling then. And we can pick up the zipline. That will unlock the Moonlight Prowler. And look at that. We have now the Rope Maker unlocked as well. And we have the Gold Seeker. So this is a Reaver Plus. So we have a Reaver, we have a Prowler, and then this is a better Reaver, I guess. That's interesting. Okay. And then last but not least, we have 2 more points to spend actually. So what do we want to pick up? The elevator or the... I think we're going to go with the additional production on our stone. We can improve the sailmaker production, but we don't have one of those. So let's get the mast. And that means we have another 2, or actually 3 ships almost unlocked. We still need to do some stuff for that. But yeah, our technology tree is starting to shape up quite nicely. And with all of that done, let's see if we can upgrade some ships. So we have Scarlet returned. She took some damage. She got a lot of stuff back. I could repair her ship, but I kind of want to see if we can upgrade it. So let's see. We have a couple of new ships unlocked now. We have a Prowler with a level 2 one. We have a Reaver and we have a Reaver Plus. Now let's see. This one is particularly good at what? Navigation? This one just seems better overall, right? So this is 70, 32, 88, 28. So it has a little bit less supply. But this one gets a +3 and a +11 to their damage and speed. And this gets a +11, +7. So basically the Reaver Plus is just better at both of these things. Which makes sense, because this is harder to unlock than these 2. So I guess we're going to upgrade both of our ships to this. If we can, however we can't, because we first need to start producing some rope. Okay, in the meanwhile, let's also check out our new transportation option. So we can build a zip line, which costs 10 gold. The aerial lift is going to cost 300 gold. Okay, that's something to take note of. And the mast is only 20. So we could use some of those, but we do need to be careful about just not spending those at random. We could build a leaf cutter, which I think we want to do. Now, we need a special resource for that. Kanja has returned as well. We actually have a source of that over here, which is nice. So let's build that. And then, where is the other thing? So the rope maker needs leaves as input, so we want to build that close. Let's do that over there. And then everything is connected, so that's nice. We can start producing some rope over here. And then what else? We have the gambling then unlocked, but I don't quite have the gold left for that. But we could use that to boost all the production over here. This might be one of those places where we do that once we get enough gold to actually do that with. Now, we do have the trading post. I could start exporting something. For example, I could start exporting some wood, which we do have in plentiful supply over here. I'm actually inclined to take the wood from over here. That's definitely less effective because it's so much farther away, but this is the kind of the central location where I'm building from. So this is out of the way. Super inefficient, but we don't care about making too much money. We don't have to be efficient. And remember, the fetcher is dedicated to the trading post. So this is the only route that guy is going to run. It's going to drain some of the resources, but we are not in a particular hurry. Kanja has returned. We are going to repair your ship. Oh, we actually don't need to repair your ship, apparently. So we have 2 ships in harbor to get upgraded, but we do need some ropes for that first. So I think what we're going to do instead is just go and explore. So one of you can go in that direction. And then we are going to select you, and we're going to send you in that direction and just explore a little bit. Because, you know, there is other stuff out here as well, and we're running out of quests. Okay, well, this might be a problem because Scarlet just ran into a dread whale, which needs a recommended ship of 3, which we don't have. Well, I don't think I can withdraw. Maybe I can? Let's check that out. What options do we have? We have a game menu over here. Ooh, yeah, I don't know. Oh, this is gonna deal a massive amount of damage. Yeah, this is probably not going to go all that well. That was half our ship already. We'll lose some supply, that is fine, but there's no way we're gonna do 91 damage. So, I am looking for a withdraw option. Do we have that? I don't think we do. So this is my reward for going into dangerous waters, basically. Okay, we're gonna try and do our best, so we're gonna do some damage. But yeah, they are gonna destroy my crew. There we go. My crew just got killed. That was my ship. Okay, let's. Oh, we can either save the crew. That's 14 of them, and then Scarlet is defeated for 30 minutes. Or we can save the captain but lose some cohesion. I'm actually gonna save the crew because we have other captains. And do it like that. Okay. That's fine. That's fine. We have another event as well. So Tanja is in a level 2 event. We we need to do 50 damage. Okay, we need better ships. Well, at least we're working towards that anyway. Let's see. We might be able to do this. I'm not convinced just yet, but oh man, that's so much damage. Nope, we're not gonna make this either, especially not if they just keep shooting at us with a massive amount of damage. Let's gain some additional dice for the next roll. And then prevent as much damage as we can while we also deal damage. I mean, we're not doing bad, so this is definitely more manageable. We have just such bad stats on our ship that this is this is horrible. Okay, I'm gonna do the same thing here. So Kanja, you can take a 30-minute break. Actually, that's probably not gonna be all that much of a problem. And then let's see, we have 20 rope now. I don't actually remember how much we need. Let's start a ship construction. Let's start to build a Reaver Plus. And yeah, we have exactly enough to build one of those. And oh, look at that. We could crew this with picaroons. But they require a different type of upkeep. We need advanced booze for that. Ah, okay, so this is how this works. So the normal crew just requires some food and booze. And the picaroons require a special boost type that we don't have unlocked just yet. But so that also means that we cannot actually use these 20 slots just yet. But I do think we are gonna go ahead and build that ship. And while we're at it, I'm gonna add in some more rope production over here because we had a secondary leaf source there. And if anything, we might be able to sell some of that stuff if we don't need it to actively build our ships. Now, let's see, we do have 40 planks in storage over here, which we could trade for 3 coin. I'm actually gonna do that just to see how this works. Okay, so we have a 2-minute cooldown on trading, but it actually does work quite nicely. Now, given how much planks we have, I think we can set up 2 places to get the planks from. And once we have built our ships, we do have enough now to build another ship here as well. We can start focusing on that. So I think, again, let's see, the other reefers also... Oh, there's a scallywag type of person here as well that needs a different type of upkeep. Huh, interesting. So that is something we'll take into account. For the moment, I think we will just build... Should we build one of these? Nah, let's just build 2 reefers because it's a strictly better ship as far as we could tell. Okay, so that is 2 new ships coming up. Losing ships apparently is not the end of the world, so that is good to know. And we're basically upgrading our ships now anyway.
Too small for my taste, but it'll do against tomorrow.
Okay, so we just built another ship, and Teach seems to be quite happy about this one. So I think, because the other ones are still out of commission for a moment, we are going to assign Teach to one, and then, I forgot her name, the other girl to this ship. So we actually have that one up and running now as well. So Honorata, you can go and be captain of this secondary ship.
At your service.
Look at that. So 2 new captains, 2 new ships, and I think that's a good place to end this episode for now, and we'll expand on this in the next episode. If you're still here, you are awesome, and I definitely hope to catch you in the next one.